Well, there we are, and a pleasant good morning to you from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam Show for Sunday, October the 6th, NFL Sunday here with a little bit of baseball playoffs sprinkled in, as well as WNBA playoffs, and, well, a little bit more. We got an NBA preseason game coming up in just a little bit, and kickoff, of course, from London today with the Jets and the Vikings just moments away here. Get ready for that one while we're on the air here. I'm already watching some Premier League action, but we're going to be firing up with the football game here momentarily, and we'll preview all the games today and get you some free winners here on the show. So appreciate you guys stepping in here after a wild day of college football action. Didn't we have some fun yesterday? It's all about the Vanderbilt Commodores. Today, they're the story for sure. Biggest win ever for Vanderbilt, certainly. First win against the top 5 team, and threw the goalposts in the river. So just a smashing day for Vanderbilt to beat Alabama yesterday. You guys told me that Fabio was going to be the man here in that one, and just awesome for him to get that one. He wins this one. Remember, he pulled off the upset at Auburn. Why couldn't he do this? So just a great job and a great setup there by you guys. Vandy 1-61 against top 5 teams now, and it was Alabama that looked like Vanderbilt, and Vanderbilt looked like Alabama in that one. So just terrific. Yesterday, pretty good results with the premium picks here. My premium picks yesterday had some pretty good winners, about 15 of them yesterday. We went a little bit high volume. That's what we do. That's what I do. I try to bring you the best positions here. We had some pretty good results yesterday overall, so hopefully you did too. And we sent out some pretty good cards yesterday. I thought, really enjoyed the show last night, watching the guys with the UFC action and that main event. He lived up to a little bit of the billing there. It took a few rounds for Pereira to finish it off. A pretty good card yesterday with the guys. Had a lot of fun watching the show yesterday. Well, I had to watch my Padres go down. So, hopefully we get it back tonight. But shout out Shohei, but it wasn't necessarily about Ohtani's home run. It was more about the Padres just giving up opportunities there. Just didn't play very good baseball, actually, in the end. That cost the Padres, and now they're going to be chasing these Dodgers down if they can. So that was the story of my day here yesterday. But also, it's all about the service academies right now. I said these two teams are going to meet in the Army-Navy game undefeated. They got to go through Notre Dame, but, man, those teams continue to roll. Navy rolled yesterday. We had a big premium pick winner in that one. We had Army as well as a premium pick winner. So did pretty well. Minnesota also had that one outright. Washington, a nice winner as well yesterday. So just overall, I thought a pretty strong day for the premium pick winners, including Tulane rocking the Blazers. Man, it looks like that could be it for Trent Dilfer and the crew down there. Feel pretty bad for them, but they were just a little bit overmatched for sure. We did roll also with Clemson yesterday as a premium pick winner. We were on that one. BC and Virginia, premium pick winner on the under. Also Akron in there we had as a premium pick. They got the money against Bowling Green. Duke and Georgia Tech, premium pick winner on the under yesterday. Came through with some pretty strong plays here for just a couple of bucks, you know what I mean? Truth teller, look, say hello to everybody in the chat before I have too much fun with Truth and the gang. Let's see who's all here today. He's ready for the, that's why I was ready for the commercial with Truth Teller in the chat today. I really enjoy having fun with him though. And he is here first to open the doors. He says it's not personal. He doesn't he doesn't mess with us pick sellers, with us touts. And yeah, I get it. You know, I mean, it's hard to come up with a couple of bucks to get Ramon's opinion. He already gives you 50 games for free. So I get it, my brother. You're the man, Truth Teller. I'm the truth seller is what I am. John Shaw's in here. Nicholas Handy as well in this Lando here today. Great calls here by Lando here of late. Hey, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to my right-hand man. He's my Ed McMahon. He's Thomas Lewis. Like this video. Subscribe to our channel, Sports Money, here on YouTube. And Thomas is hopefully going to get us some consensus winners today here on the show. Jermaine is here. Ziggy's here as well. We got to get to that NFL game. We're just 10 minutes away, so maybe we got to get rolling. We'll preview that one. Maybe we'll talk about this Denver Nuggets game and Celtics coming up as well. Let's get right to it. By the way, you can get my picks over at the Winnable app right now. Get my plays right here today on the Winnable app. And check me out there for just a couple of bucks, man. $3. I know it's hard here. Going to give you a bunch of free plays, but I got 7 plays right now in the NFL here, ready to roll in this one. And you can check them out there over at Winnable. Use the promo code. If it's really a big deal, you can get it for like a couple of bucks. Use the promo code STEAM at checkout to save 20%. So get my 7-pack of NFL plays here. I'm going to give you a bunch of winners here in just a moment. We're going to be starting the show here real quick. Enough taking bows for yesterday. We split the baseball, that's for sure. But subscribe to my plays over there at Winnable. I'm going to give you the free winners here in just a moment. Use the promo code STEAM. Save 20% off those packages here. But on this network, you get a bunch of free plays here, including check out the community tab today. And Joe T's got his plays up there ready to go, including a play in the New York Jets and Minnesota game. So please check out the community tab. Come right back here if you want, because we're ready to go in that first game here. I mean, better get on it. We got 10 minutes before kickoff. And let's see here. Who else? Ziggy, there he is. Dre is here today, ready for that Baltimore game. And, man, we could go on and on with the card there yesterday. Good morning to Luis with the college action. There was plenty of other results I wanted to point to, but we got to go, man. Also, Nasty Nate, thank you here. He's also down on us touts too. I've got Nate, but he's running the show in the chat, so I appreciate him so much. And Hugh Janice is here, of course, as always. Great to have him. Patrick's here on the Vikings, and Irish King also wants to roll with the Vikings here on NFL Sunday. Let's go. Let's get to it, man. We got to get on it. I guess I just give my play and let's go. Why not? With the Vikings taking on the Jets and getting ready to go. Look, the Vikings here, one of the hottest teams in the league, if not the hottest. Way everybody's talking about them right now. I mean, maybe this is the great equalizer for the Jets to get them on a neutral field here in this one, but I'm not so sure. I think the Vikings might be for real to a certain extent, at least more for real than the Jets. I think of the Vikings going over here in this game, just an organized team, doing everything right, doing everything well. They seem to be under control with a coach who really gets it and making the most of all the personnel that he has and just caught everybody by surprise. And they put together a pretty good roster here and have a good start to the season. Meanwhile, I think the Jets going over, I'm thinking the team is probably bumbling around, fumbling around, can't get their hotel keys straight and things like that. It's not an insight. It's just the way I feel about the way the Jets organization is being run right now. And you got to go over there in this, it's a little bit of an inconvenience. Maybe it's supposed to be an honor or, part of your duty to be an NFL team or an NFL player to go do these games. But it seems like the Vikings have everything under control right now and are doing things the right way. So I think for them, this might actually be a benefit to the Minnesota Vikings here. I could be proven wrong, but right now you've got, maybe a little bit of confusion, contempt, whatever's going on between the head coach, between Rodgers, whatever's going. They're trying to get, they're obviously trying to get Adams in here right now and try to make Rodgers even a little bit more comfortable since it's not kind of working out with Wilson and the guys here, feels like, with the Jets. So they better bring it with a lot of defense here, I would imagine. And we already know that Minnesota's playing well defensively so far. So for me, I'm going to be coming in here with a pick on the total to go under. We know these NFL games over in London, these are consistent unders. Maybe a little bit of what I've talked about here with how it takes to get assimilated, acclimated just to the surroundings real quick, but also more likely things like, this is not NFL turf, this is soccer, whatever, the footing, whatever the complaints are, just we don't see the offenses come through in these games across the pond. That's just the way it's been very, very consistently. So just over the years, that's the way it's been. In 2003, they went 5-0 to the under last season with an average final score of 33.2 points. So, that in itself points to the difficulties and some of the challenges here. Now, I will say the games that have been played in Tottenham Stadium have been a little bit more high scoring, but I'm more relying on the fact that the Jets obviously aren't clicking big time right now on offense here at this point. Yeah, I think maybe it's a good thing Rodgers is in there and staying healthy because he does give them a fighting chance here, certainly, but whatever's going on with their receivers and why they can't kind of get on, that's what it is, right? I mean, not a lot of repetition. Sure, you've got practices, you've had, Rodgers with these guys now for this whole season and whatnot, but, Vikings right now clicking on all cylinders. So it just feels like to me they'll have a pretty good performance here. Let's go ahead and get your picks. Game's going to start here in a few minutes. I don't even know if I have the money here. So, all right, let's see here. Take a look at Slammy's got the Vikings on the money line, and here's Irish King here. He says, oh, we already saw his pick on before. Ziggy's likes the Jets here in this one. And let's see, Jermaine says the Vikings seem to like London. 1K is here today. Good to see 1K here. And Rich says he's got Minnesota in the under. They're playing well defensively. Rodgers, right? Maybe he's good enough that he's actually makes this team, gives them, like I said, gives them a fighting chance. It feels like with Rodgers in there. We don't want to be down on Rodgers, but the frustration levels there, whatever's going on behind the scenes, with Devontae, could he end up? Look, I hope he does. Let's make Devontae happy. We know how these prima donna receivers affect teams overall, right? They seem to drag it down a little bit. How many times is the prima donna team? Maybe there's been a few that can dictate where they go, where they play, and how good they be. Can they make the team better? But usually, it seems like a burden or a weight on the team a little bit to me. All right, Vikings team total over here. And let's see. Oh, Nate says, yeah. He says over on the other channel, they do business by giving everything for free. I can appreciate that, no doubt about it. But my agreement here is that I can do this. So I don't know. I don't want to be, I mean, I understand, Nate, and you're here with the wrench and everything. So I'm in an agreement here at this point. So maybe I'm not making sense here of the vibe necessarily. So, uh, I'm just trying to make sure that I'm supported here on the channel and nobody has to watch, certainly. Um, Okay, we can debate that here. I mean, I know we're just a few minutes from kickoff and everything, and that wasn't my intention to come on here today, but certainly willing to, you know, like I said, I've been on a channel. I was selling my picks 25, 35, $45, and now I've got a little community that I've started to develop and looked for people to support that community. So maybe we're not on the same page here, and maybe we should have a discussion about it, certainly, because I mean, you're here organizing us in the chat and everything. So let me just get back to the comments here. I'm really trying to work on this game here right now. So here's Jermaine. He says Vikings do. Yeah, he's pointing out that Viking. Ziggy here on the Jets. Dre is on the Jets as well. And Nate wants more singing, is what he says here. And Slammy, thank you very much for your contribution. He says, just take the Vikings here. Oh, no. Thomas says this is going to be a consensus play here on the Vikes. Nobody wants a part of these Jets handicappers that I've seen, mostly paid touts. Dozens of them, quite frankly, have been involved in this game, and it's the Jets have the advantage here, maybe by about a 4-3 ratio, about 57% or so on the Jets here from my survey of paid touts here, consensus report. So I'm going to go with the under here in this one. With the London scenario, I'm probably just going to be that way here. And if anything, this total has, crept up a little bit here right now to 42 or so, and 42 and a half now at Bovada. Wow. So a little bit of push here from the maybe the public here. I don't know if it's a super savvy move here necessarily, but I'm going to stick with the under. We're just moments from kickoff here right now, and should be a good game to keep our eye on while we preview this card this morning. And wow, consensus play here with the Vikings laying these points at 2.5. I think I'll just stick with the under. Appreciate the chat there and coming in with their plays in this one. All right. Hey, coming up at the top of the hour, we're just going to skip ahead here real quick. We'll get to the rest of the NFL card, but there is a preseason NBA game. We clicked on the preseason NBA game yesterday. Side and total here, absolutely free, of course. And but we did hit that winner in the preseason game yesterday, side and total, if I'm not mistaken. I want to see where we had that. We just had the total here on the show, and we actually, I had the Warriors in the under. It obviously went under in a low scoring game that was pretty close, but was a win there for the Clippers yesterday. And so we're going to get back out of here with the Nuggets and the Celtics. We've actually seen a little bit of movement here today, and the game here begins at 10:10 Eastern, 7:10 Pacific, with the Nuggets taking on the Celtics. And definitely have seen a little bit of move here in this one. For me, I've already got a play here, certainly, and it's mostly market related here. We're trying to get as much information as we can moving close to tip off here, but I'm going to be on Denver, coming back with Denver. We saw a close game yesterday in the first matchup between these two teams. We're also coming in on the under here. I think that's where the move has been as well, down to 216.5 here. It could be even lower at a few spots, but just a little preseason action. They're playing this game in Abu Dhabi. They've already played one game there right now, and Boston is a 2.5 point favorite. I'm going to take Denver to come back here. Boston got the win in the first one. I'm going to still go with the other side here. Take Denver and the under in that one. All right. So that one goes off at the top of the hour. There's another few other preseason games, but we're not too. We'll go in order here now a little bit and come back to the NFL. Appreciate everybody here joining me on the show. We get ready for the start of the NFL game, but we've got a great card here today in the NFL. Let's take a look at it here. With the 1:00 games on the East Coast, started off with the Panthers and the Bears. Oh, in this one, well, we got to start somewhere, I guess. But man, the Bears are up to a 3.5, probably even a 4-point favorite, pretty much everywhere. It feels like right now. Bears certainly look maybe still a fate of the Panthers here. They have Dalton in there now, and like I said, I think it's certainly a better option. It's not so much Dalton's going to lead you to any victories, but he just gives you a better chance to hang in there rather than Bryce Young. So they're still going to be rolling with Dalton here. They've scored 60 points in the 2 games so far. The Panthers, they've been scoring on some of the drives, certainly. 7 of 20 drives so far with Dalton. This is always a pretty bad spot for the Panthers. Just all spots are, but just taking points on the road. 8-16 last 24 games as a road underdog here for the Bears. Maybe with Eberflus, they've been getting a few games as a home favorite here, but man, come on. The Bears are laying more than a field goal in this one, and probably what's going to be a pretty ugly game, it feels like to me. I mean, this game, I would think is going to probably be lingering in the 30s somewhere in the third quarter. It feels like just another low-scoring, ugly game. I don't see much from these offenses here, certainly right now. Even with Dalton in there, the Bears, we know they're pretty strong defensively, and they've gotten the better of the Panthers certainly on some of those trades too. I guess they kind of got their number in another way for the most part. But Chicago's won 6 of the last 7 series. Panthers have lost 5 straight trips into Chicago. They did cover twice here in an underdog role. The last 3 meetings between these 2 teams have gone under here right now. And, maybe Williams is starting to increase his yards per pass here as the weeks go along, it feels like, but still not overwhelming. A little over 4 yards here, it feels like. So let's see if we can get some comments, and I'm going to make a pick here, certainly. But let's see what we got. Got Luis on the Panthers here in this one. We got Thomas on the Panthers. Got Dre here on the over. And Ziggy on the Panthers. And he says they shouldn't be that big of a favorite. Right? It's going to be tough enough to win the game, I would guess. Certainly seeing handicappers favoring the Panthers here, probably by a 2-1 margin in this one. I'm on the under here for sure at 41.5 in this game with the Panthers and the Bears. It's down to 41. It's down to 40.5 here now at Bovada. Juice to the over, but 40.5 over 15 at Bet Online. Makes me want to. How is the weather in Chicago today? Maybe it's just looking forward to these inept offenses here a little bit. And I'm going to still take the under here, but it is starting to dwindle, it feels like, here right now. And I do want to peek at that if I can here. Oh, it's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day in Chicago. Robert's going under. All right, here we go with the Ravens and the Bengals in this one. The Ravens on the road here in division, a 1.5 point favorite. The total 48.5 in this division battle. You figure, in the division, these 2 defenses are not going to try very hard, I guess, is what the perception is. That total seems pretty high. I get it. I mean, we've got Jackson. We've got Burrow. I'm sure they can light it up here for 6 touchdowns today or so. The Ravens, they don't have that great of a defense, right? Seems like the Ravens have a pretty decent defense still among everything that's going on. And maybe the Bengals can rely on some defense here at home to maybe slow the Ravens down a little bit. And hey, Bengals are a dog because of this awkward start once again. When do we start writing it off and say, oh, the Bengals always start slow, but they pick it up? Right now, it's not happening. So, got some concerns here. But Bengals with a home dog role, I guess that's a good position for them to be in. They haven't had that too often of late, but they are 7-4 as a home underdog here of late. They're also 13-4 ATS coming off of a win. Baltimore's won 9 of the last 14 between these rivals here. Over in 6 of the last 7 meetings. So no doubt these two teams can score with these two quarterbacks, and Baltimore, clicking, if anything, on offense right now with 28, 35 points in those last 2 games, and they're getting off to great starts usually, right? And that's what we've seen from Baltimore, getting off to a great start and then maybe having trouble finishing the deal, not finishing the deal now with these wins, but it gets a little bit hairy in the second half, I guess, here. But Ravens 8-5, last 13 as a road favorite, and they're running the ball well, and that's what you need to do. So let's see what you guys have in this one. But I've got a division game. I mean, I know these guys always go over. Let's see what we got here. Thomas is going to start us off on Baltimore. Roberts going over. And Patrick, it's okay, man. I don't know what's going on today. I'm just here doing my show. And all right, Dre says he's on the Ravens. Jermaine's on the Bengals. Maybe next week they'll get it together here. Luis is on the Bengals, and Ziggy's on the Bengals here as well in this one. So Bengals at home getting the points. I'll show handicappers relatively split, it feels like to me in this one. And maybe they prefer the total over here. Usually when you see these totals, right, it's kind of the reverse in thinking. And you're getting a little bit of value here, actually, on the over, the way I consider the value, because it was certainly, 49 or 50, no doubt about it. And here you are with a 48 and all that. So 48 and a half. So maybe still, but I can't help it. I've got to take the under still in a division game. Maybe I'll learn my lesson one of these days, and it hasn't been the gospel so far just yet in division games. They are shading to the under, but it's not so much based on that. You just got, for some reason, the Bengals are not performing well right now. There's no doubt about it. They've got to improve here. Look, they've started to score some points. I get that. So I'm sure it'll be one of the better games of the day. All right, R. Thompson's here. Good morning. And we'll keep on rolling here with the show. With the Bills taking on the Texans here in this one. And you've got the Texans here in a favorite role now, -1 at this point. Total here, 47.5. As the Bills come into town, and hey, it's all starting to click, it feels like, here now for the Bills all of a sudden. And, the Texans certainly playing up to expectations, if anything, with their 3-1 record. Both teams come in 3-1. So this is a big game in the AFC here, certainly from two teams that are likely expected to contend in the AFC for sure. It feels like at this point, it feels like the Texans kind of shook away the concerns a little bit that they weren't fully developed as a team now. And hey, the game's been close, but you know what? You win close games, you win clutch games, and that's all you need to do. And you got a clutch quarterback as well. Now, Texans are the reason I mentioned, they are the favorite. They are not very good in the home favorite role, but it is just -1. And maybe it is, almost a toss up game here. But Texans 4-12, last 16 in the role as a home favorite here. So, Texans have won 5 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams as the Bills have lost 4 straight trips into Houston with just a 1-3 spread record in those games. Buffalo 9-4 against the spread their last 15 as a road dog here. Look, I'm willing to paint them a dog now as a one, with the spread at 1. Maybe the trends don't matter as much in this matchup itself. You just got to decide here whether the Bills are still all that and can go on the road here and just a regular old Sunday and still win a game where, hey, it is a toss up on paper. Texans are going to have that home field advantage, and they have done a pretty good job here over the every time pretty much against the Bills. The Texans have been able to defeat them. It's a semi-regular series, with the AFC foes here, but nonetheless, it hasn't been all about Stroud in those games, but it is about Stroud now. So I'm going to have to look to this another one here where I just feel like this total 47.5. The Texans certainly feel like they are a defensive team, and Buffalo, they've got to be able to slow these guys here at 47. I've got another under. I'm just going under in every game, so I'll just make it easy on you. You don't have to buy anything here at this point. I'm just taking the under. It feels like in every game. 47. I mean, I figure I've got 2 very strong defenses here. I know I've got, hot quarterbacks certainly here, and you got the Diggs factor. I know the Diggs, storyline here certainly is going to dominate the coverage in this one. Let's see what anybody's got here with the Bills taking on the Texans. R. Tomps likes this one to go under with me here. Justin's here. Thank you, Justin, for being here. Jermaine says, give him Jefferson on the longest reception. And here is Lewis going under. We're seeing a field goal here right now from the Vikes to get the lead here in the first quarter. All right, Thomas says, give him the Texans in this one. Ziggy's on the Bills to cover. And let's see, Texans money line here as the Bills injury report concerns Jermaine coming into this one. Maybe we can take a look at the latest here, see what Shefty's got to say in this one. But you do have Johnson, the defensive tackle, out. Rapp, the safety, out in this one. Oliver, the defensive tackle, out. Shakir is out. Of course, we know Von Miller's out with an untimely suspension. All right, we're not gonna get into that. So okay. Anyways, also Tank Dell probable for this one. We know we've not seen a lot of Tank here so far, so we'll get to see him here in this one. I've got the under at 47 in this one. Man, got a lot of unders here. Typical. That's okay. I usually sell my unders. I usually sell them as my picks, but not today. I do have a 6-pack now. We're already underway in this first one. By the way, if you did buy the picks, you'll know that. But from the picks, from the subscriptions, hey, we're on the Vikings. We're on the Vikings on the premium pick selection. About 33 cents, I think, was the cost. So. All right. Hopefully everybody got their money's worth. We're ahead. We're doing it. Okay, here we go. All right. Cliff said over. Dre is on the Bills. I don't know what you guys are doing, but thanks to Thanks to the guy, I'm blowing up over here on the things all of a sudden. I think everybody's feeling sorry for me. Everybody's subscribing all of a sudden. All right. Let's see here. Minnesota Atlanta NFC Championship. So is Jermaine. How about it? Here's Stroud in going over in his rushing yards. And Ray's going to go with me here on the under. Also, Robert with the under. Hello to Andrew G. Justin took the Jets, though. Uh-oh. All right, that's it. Here we go. Keep going. Colts. And I want to watch the game so bad. I hate missing an NFL game, but I do want to be here and talk to you guys and tout my wares here today on the show. We're going hard. We're pushing even harder now. We're going to turn this into a little bit of an infomercial here, it feels like at this point. All right, Colts and Jags here in this one. We've got the Jaguars favored here by a field goal, total 46. With these, we know we're already – the Colts have committed here to Flacco coming into this game. So I'm sure they'll be clicking on offense today with a joke. Okay, it's been a good, Flacco's looked pretty good here so far. And I'm sure going in against a Jaguars team that's struggling, that better have some kind of defense ready for Joe Flacco here at home if they're going to have any chance to win this game. And the Jaguars offense, they're crummy too. Lawrence is, looking like, the thing about Lawrence, I think you look back, even in his career, right? He's always been a little bit better than average. And in this league, you're going to get paid when you're a little bit better than average. And maybe he was just good enough when he was at Clemson to be a big star and all that. And hey, he's definitely had his moments here so far in his career with the Jaguars. But right now, the trend is down. And I'm a trends guy, certainly. So when you're 0-4 and a 2-point favorite here, 2.5-point favorite, 3-point favorite, maybe today is a J for Jacksonville here with a substitute quarterback. Feels like Joe Flacco is the quarterback right now of the Indianapolis Colts moving forward, providing, barring any disaster here at this point. So, he's not going to come in and be able to light things up. It's going to be difficult for Joe Flacco just to muster up enough here, maybe to get a cover in this one, maybe to put enough points on the board. Who's expecting a shootout here? Not I. At 45 now or so, this one looks like it continues to move. Well, we're seeing, mostly 45.5s across the board here. I've got, of course, another under. The widely reported steam came in on the under in this game. So is there a grand salami on the totals today? Because I'm going under in every game so far today. And it's going to be in this one, too, with the Jaguars. The Jaguars are a heavy choice of handicappers across the industry today. They're probably running more 3-1. These are my buddies, the paid touts, the ones that charge for their picks here. And, well, we talk about how, selling. I just get all the paid touts in the forums. I mean, I don't need to pay for them at all. The good ones are in the you can get them in free Telegram channels. If you want to know where they are, I'll tell you where they are. But I'm not in them. So maybe no one wants those premium picks. So I always said when I ended up in the Telegram channels picks that I've made it. So until I make it, we're going to be here schlepping picks for a couple of bucks every day here as I just sit here managing my life, watching a bunch of games 24 hours a day and trying to make sure we're on the best sides 24/7 and want to let you know about it. And I want to know that you want to know about it. All right. I'm on the under here in this one with the Colts and the Jags. All right. And man, I left all my best notes on that game on the cutting room floor. See what you guys have here. It's going to be Thomas on the Jaguars here in this one. And what else? We got Robert on the Jags. We got our Toms here on the Jags. We got Justin on the Jags. And, Thomas is, he's going to lay him on the money line here as a consensus play. I don't know if the Vikings. I think we were laying the points there with the Vikes, right, in the game. But how about this as a consensus play here? The Jaguars agreeing with those touts here. Luis is on it as well. We're not even done with it, and we're all on the Jags. And boy, you think, Cliff? Well, you're right, man. And what's wrong with these guys right now? These Jets. Are they going to start arguing on the sidelines in London? And everyone's going to go haywire here? All right, Luis on the over here. And that's it for this one. I'm glad you guys are keeping me updated, because otherwise I'd just end up here watching the game and not paying attention to my show. All right. And the Vikings have the Jets receiver fumble by Vikings, but the Vikes ball. What's going on? Okay. Okay, I gotcha. Man, I kind of want to just watch the game. All right. Dolphins and the Patriots here in this one. Woo, this looks like a shootout today. The total here at 35 right now. Oh, I have it 36 on the screen. I guess all the sharps are coming in on the over here, expecting these two guys to light it up here today with Tyler Huntley and Jacoby Brissett, two of the hottest quarterbacks in the league here. Well, I can only make fun of this for so long. The widely reported steam is on the over here in this one. And the handicappers, they're pretty much overwhelming on the Dolphins, maybe even by more than a 5-to-1 ratio of paid touts here today. And for me, I think I'm going to be looking here at the Dolphins. Boy, talk about a coin flip. Who wants to bet this game? That's why I'm going to give it away here for free on this show, because I don't want to sell this pick, certainly with the Dolphins on the road, but it does seem like overwhelming support from experts on the Dolphins here, the way I see it right now. And I don't know, maybe this is the best spot for the Patriots, given that, hey, this is the NFL. You got to win a couple of games here and there. And the Dolphins have looked like they've been in shambles, certainly here a little bit over the last several weeks without Tua. He's on target to make his return. It's just a matter of, the Dolphins are already going to be dead by that point. So why would you want to come back and kill Tua off at this point? So just if they can get a couple of wins, maybe they can salvage it here. They'd be 2-3 if they could get this win. So Huntley gets his second start. He's 3-8 in his career as a starter. Remember, he played with Baltimore, so that can't be great. The Dolphins have just 2 touchdowns on their last 33 overall drives coming into this one. The Patriots, they have 4 touchdowns on 40 drives. So it's going to be a real struggle. At least the Patriots benched Stevenson here. He's been having those fumble problems, and you can't keep turning the ball over if you're this team. I mean, the whole thing of the Patriots is you got to hang on to the ball as long as you can and keep your defense off the field, because they can do the job, but still got to score a few points here and there. New England, they are terrible in close games, that's for sure. And this is a pick 'em, basically. Patriots are 1-6-1 against the spread in their last 8 in closely rated games of a field goal or less. So Patriots certainly been giving up some points, but I would imagine against the Dolphins, they won't be giving up a ton of points necessarily in this one. The Dolphins have, pretty much controlled the series when they were playing a little better. 1-5 in the last 6 meetings, covered 4 the last 5 times up here to Massachusetts. 6 of the last 9 meetings have gone under between these two teams. I'm just going to take the Dolphins here to get lucky and somehow find a way to win this game with Tyler Huntley. No one feels great, I don't think, about this, but let's see. Maybe you guys feel more confident than I do in this game. All right, let's take a look here. We're going to start off with Thomas. Here is on the Patriots in this one. And let's see here. Luis is on Miami and the under. Robert Franklin has a prop in here. Here's Justin on the Dolphins. And Trey's on the Patriots here. Hey, Curtis is here today. Hello, Curtis. Great to have you.
Final.
And I like that, I don't mind that, Jermaine. I just don't, I think the one thing that people who are on the Dolphins here, and maybe I'm falling victim to this, that maybe they're skilled, maybe they have a few more skilled players here than the Patriots that can still get it done. But you got to get the ball to them, right? And everyone's throwing out my guy, McDaniel with the bathwater, but let's see. If anything, right now, this is the man has got to prove himself here, or he's going to be hitting the unemployment line shortly. And right now, they're not going to stand for it in Miami. Miami's going to be selling. They've got buyers. Now that the private equity thing is all changed, you got people coming in and ready to put their corporate money up and buy teams. So Joe Tsai, my guy Joe Tsai, he's going to come in and buy 10% of the Dolphins here. So maybe that'll help. I don't know. He just hasn't done a great job, with the Brooklyn Nets. He's obviously done a terrific job with the New York Liberty as the majority owner there. But right now the Dolphins are about to bring in some more owners. All right, here's Ziggy on the under here. Robert says Dolphins and under. R. Tom says, give me the under here. Thomas says Huntley looks different, not as good with the Dolphins. Did he look, one thing when he was with the Ravens, right? He had a good team in front of him here. The Ravens probably even through some of the rough times without Lamar, were able to push through a little bit, right? And get it done a little bit. That's a pretty bad record he had, though, there. And Cliff says, what about now? I think, right? I think right now you're rolling with Sam. I think you're rolling with Sam. Certainly they're going to hit a bump somewhere, and all right. Let's see here. Darnold, I saw him laying on his back, right? Is that what you guys were saying? He was rolling around there. I saw that, even though I'm trying to do the show here. Under here for Ziggy. And Thomas says, better get Mako. And Jermaine says they better get Devontae or something in here right now. So doesn't matter for the Vikings. They just got another completion in here. All right. We're not here doing a live show, but looks like Skulls, they're in attendance. For sure. And what a play right there. Okay. I'm on the Dolphins here in this one. Woo. Ugh. Kind of want to be contrarian. I should, actually. All right. You guys are watching more of the game than me for sure here. All right, here we go with the Browns and the Commanders in this one. You got the Commanders here, a field goal favorite, and the total here is 44 in this one. Now, look out. The Jets are running the other way with the ball. Big play. We all saw it. That's what happens when you got to I'm just watching it here, making a change when you have to make a quick change there and messed up the snap there, I think, right, gang? Oh, Darnold was back in the game. Oh, it was just he just pitched it poorly, or the running back didn't do a good job. Okay, huge play there. Wow. All right, let me keep going with the previews, though. Commanders at home in this one, and they are favored here at -3 and 44. Commanders obviously looking terrific here right now against a Browns team that, there's a bit of dysfunction here, certainly in the Browns right now. Whatever's going on with this team, they haven't looked that great with their offense, especially just averaging 16 or 17 points here, it feels like right now. They can't even get over 20 points here. And, well, the Commanders aren't terrific defensively, but they sure have a lot of momentum. They have a lot of positive vibes going, certainly right now. And, well, when you have an offense here that you may think the Commanders are fast wheeling high, and they are a bit of tempo for sure, but they do hang on to the ball. They do a pretty nice job so far with their rookie quarterback. Everyone's pretty stoked on the way things are going right now for Daniels and the Commanders. A big, it's just a great feeling for this franchise right now. Whether or not they're playing over their heads a little bit, that remains to be seen, because they've certainly shown some vulnerability on defense. But man, the Commanders, a home favorite, doesn't happen that frequently here of late. Commanders just 3-7 in their last 10 as a home favorite against the number, but for Cleveland here and Watson, I'm not happy with what's going on here with this offense. Certainly, it really makes me feel like they might have a tough day here if the Commanders don't turn the ball over and just keep it away from them so far right now. Browns have gone under in all 3 games so far this season, but they did win on the road, of course, coming in, and Cleveland is 11-3-1 against the spread last 15 games, win coming off of a loss. Does feel like there's maybe a little bit of tax on the Commanders. I still want to take them here. It may be a 3-point game, I would imagine, but I'd rather lay it in this spot. Handicappers are going to be relative toss-up here in this one. The steam came in, Commanders and the under here in this one, and I'm going to go with the Commanders and lay 3 points. See what you guys have in the chat. With our Toms is going to go with the under here in this one. And there's the fumble. I thought, wow, a lot of people were commenting on the Browns and the Commanders. No, is everybody yelling fumble? Luis is on the Browns here, plus the points. So is Robert. So is Justin. Just feels a little uncomfortable. They're saying here, Commanders having to lay the points here. And Jermaine says they're getting healthy on the offensive line. That'll be a difference here for Watson in this one. Oh, just couldn't hang on there, you guys. Dre's on the Commanders, though, here with me. And see what else here. Thomas says, who's on Cleveland? We got Cleveland. I think it definitely feels like mostly Cleveland here at this point. Ziggy on Cleveland. Thank you, Chat All-Stars here. You guys are the star of the show, not me. I'm here for you guys. All right. Okay, here, let's keep it rolling here with the Raiders and the Broncos. Let's get to the afternoon slate. This should be fun here in this one with Raiders and Broncos. And this one, oh, geez, picked off, and the Vikings are running with it. 50, 40, down the sideline, 30. This is a pick 6. Touchdown, Vikings. Oh, it was bad. Van Ginkel down the sidelines for the score, and Rodgers can only unstrap the helmet. And it was a bad pass, I'm pretty sure. It was out of the corner of my eye, so maybe there was a problem with the route, maybe something like that. But it was ticketed for nobody, and it's a pick 6 for the Vikings. Wow. All right, let's continue on here with the afternoon games. Just kind of roll through the chat here real quick and catch this up. Here. Oh, Thomas says Cleveland was consensus. So I'm against the consensus here. I would say, look, maybe I should go money line with the Commanders. I try to pick the spread, to try to, I don't want to be giving out any $1.50s if I can't help it or anything like that. Sometimes there's no choices, probably had too many favorites on that UFC card last night. I'll tell you that. All right. Here come all the Jets comments. here. Ray's ready to go with the Raiders game, and I haven't even started, but thank you to Ray. And Ziggy's already on the Raiders. Thank you, you guys. All right, let me get it going here. The Raiders and the Broncos in this one. Yeah, the Raiders. I think the problems with Devontae Adams, the problems you've seen with this franchise, right? First of all, they come in, they dictate that Pierce is going to be the next head coach. The players put the pressure on them to make him. And hey, we just saw this week Antonio Pierce. I don't know if you caught this, but I mean, he is currently, he just was served a suspension by the NCAA this week, a long suspension for his work with the ASU program. So no reflection on this game or anything, but the Raiders are in dysfunction here, no doubt about it. With this franchise, whatever's going on, you got one of these unhappy, prima donna wide receivers taking the focus away from the rest of the team. Got really no quarterback here going. Even you got to feel better about Bo Nix. At this point, at least the guy completes his passes. They might be for 3 yards, but he's got a defense he can rely on. I'm sure the Raiders, they'll be focused on defensively here, just trying to,
Final.
own the ball, keep the ball. They'll probably make some poor decisions as usual and probably end up losing this game for sure. I feel like the Broncos here are the, stronger organization right now coming in, despite what the records say here at this point. Both teams at 2-2. Good on the Raiders. I think that's great that they're 2-2 so far. Their defense hasn't been, terrific, has it? Giving up 36, 23, 22 so far here, but Raiders are 19-12 against the spread. Last 31 games as a road underdog. Pretty good roll for them. Denver, that home that looks ugly, low scoring. That's what I'm expecting here. Just some kind of garbage game. Probably the worst on the card here with nowhere close to 35. Probably be stuck there in the maybe they can get to 30 points here in this one. I've got the under here. I don't expect the Raiders to be able to do much against the Broncos defense right now. The Raiders don't have anything going really on offense, it feels like to me. They've gone under in 17 of their last 27 road games here of late. Las Vegas, they've dominated the Broncos here for sure of late. So I figure this is a time for Denver to start getting a little bit back against the Raiders here. As hard as it seems, it feels like the Broncos are moving in a little bit better direction right now to me than the Raiders. But the Raiders have won 9 straight games against the Broncos. That may be a tipping point for some people to take the Raiders in this game. They've gone 8-1 against the spread against the Broncos over that span as well, including winning 4 straight times here in Denver, covering 3 of those. One time they didn't cover. All right. Give me another under here in this one at 35.5. It doesn't feel like there's much value there at all here at this point. And I've got 36. So at several books now, it feels like it's gone up to 36 a little bit. So I've got handicappers for sure on the under here in this one. But they're relatively split as far as the spread is concerned here. So Raiders and Broncos, give it to me if you want in this one. And Jermaine's talking about it. He says it's been a dominant series here. And Justin here, when is Bowers going to get going? Even last game, right? I saw him drop that one pass he should have had. Certainly, Thomas is on the Raiders here. And he said, Cliff says there'll be a bunch of field goals here. Robert's going under. Luis is going under here in this one. And relax, right, is what Rogers is saying here. I don't know if I trust Denver either, but what am I going to do? I've got 2 ways to look at it, I guess. All right. Patrick's on the Raiders here on the money line. And Ziggy says, you know what? You win a couple road games and going to be the letdown spot. You know what I always say? It's hard to win 3 games in a row in this league for sure. And here's another interception by Rodgers. And that one was even worse than the last one, even though the last one was returned for a pick 6. This one was overthrown by a mile. And boy, I can only imagine. Let's get off this. I want to watch halftime all of a sudden. All right, here we go. A few more here, but Andrew's trying to blow the horn. All right, next up here, Cardinals and Niners in this one with the Niners here, 7-point favorite against the Cardinals, total 50. 49.5, maybe even 49 here. See pressure for sure to the under. I'm showing even 48.5 here at DraftKings at Bovada. It is juiced to the over, but still, this one's headed lower today with the Cardinals and the 49ers. What's going on? Shouldn't this be the two? Yeah, we know we got all the issues that the 49ers have here, but of course you have to downgrade their rating on offense a little bit without their stars out there, certainly, but still got Purdy. So it does feel like he is one of those guys that makes his complementary players, his skill players, a little bit better around him. So yes, you are losing the level of talent, no doubt about it, coming in, but seems to still elevate everyone, and the Niners are a terrific home favorite. 12-6 to the number in the last 18 games at home here in this one. So for the Cardinals, they definitely the kings of the back door. I get all that here, but every time you look up in one of these games, it does seem like all of a sudden the Niners are extending that lead and keeping them well out in front when it comes to those games against the Cardinals. They've covered 4 straight meetings against the Cardinals now. And yeah, the Cardinals have had some success in the past right now, but they're still trying to, get it together. They're still the Cardinals. They're still the Cardinals and all that. So it almost feels like the Niners here, despite plenty of issues at this point, and again, they're only 2-2. That's also the main concern here. And they get a gimme to a certain extent. No gimmies in the National Football League, but this is one you got to take care of business in. I would expect the Niners to win this one, probably by, not at least 9, double digits, 10, somewhere in there. I'm going to take them as my free play here. Absolutely free. Absolutely free. And just kind of still going against Kyler a little bit. Harrison's exciting. It looks really awesome and all that. Still dealing with a championship caliber team here that's off to a slow start. Maybe they'll be looking, they've got the offense, whatever it is, even with these, makeshift pieces here a little bit. Still some good, some mega talent on the offense and all that. I mean, they've gotten their passes, their yards per attempt up here big time of late. Last 2 games, over 9.5 yards or so. So offense fine. Hopefully they'll get healthy and get everything going again for the Niners, but they still put up 400 yards a game every time at this point. Still seems like the Niners are fine. Here we go. Thomas wants to take we've got the St. Louis Cardinals. We've got the Chicago Cardinals. We got Ziggy Cardinals. We've got Ray on the cards. Says Niners will be looking ahead past this one. Still a division game. Got to win these division games. And Cliff says they always play them close on the road. Well, they haven't been covering the spread, though, the last couple of times. The Niners have been getting the money of late. And just because they just pull away. They actually, you're right to a certain extent, Cliff. They do hang in there for a little bit. For a little bit right now. Now, going back beyond the last couple of years, yes, the Cardinals were hanging in there much. And maybe this Cardinal team is supposed, Harrison here, they're supposed to get better on offense. So Thomas says they still have plenty of injuries coming in. Yeah, but it doesn't seem to matter with this franchise. They have so much depth. It feels like to me. So all right, and see here, Thomas says, give him the points. Here he's on Arizona. And Joe T's here today. And he's got his plays up in the community tab. Free plays from Joe every day. Here, you don't need to listen to me. Joe's got it up and going in the community tab right now. He's on the Vikings. You know what? I'm on the Vikings on my premium picks here. If you'd have, you know, you didn't need to. You were on the Vikings already. So but I gave it out on my subscription service. All right, gonna be here on the Niners here. I'm gonna lay it for sure. I think we're getting a little bit of value at 7 points, to be honest. All right, speaking of injuries here in this one, the Packers and the Rams. At this point, Packers here on the road. Look, they've got issues too. I don't know why. Oh, okay. I mean, maybe I do know why. Maybe the Rams' injuries on the surface, and depth wise too, just are more significant here than the Packers' injuries, coming in, and the fact that the Packers at least are back to Jordan Love at quarterback. But right now, I think Packers fans are, they're certainly wanting to see Love do what he was doing a little bit. Maybe we were fooled a little bit by Love. It looked good. The Packers were having a lot of momentum. Maybe he's still out of sync a little bit for the most part. But, between the injury and, some of the other issues for the Packers, are they really trustworthy to go on the road here and just win a game like this? Coming in at the Rams 1-3 right now. It doesn't look good. These injuries are taking their toll for the most part, but still very, very difficult, I would think, to go in and beat Stafford, even if he is missing the weapons, with missing the best 1-2 tandem in receiving or whatever you want to call them. So I don't know. I still look at Stafford as having a pretty good advantage here, and I think the Rams can stop the running game of Jacobs a little bit. And I think it might force the Packers into, hey, the Rams defense is having some issues. There's no doubt about it. So I would think if I looked at the numbers, Love and Reed and Wicks and Melton, these star-studded receivers should go in and have a pretty good day. What's Musgrave's status here? Because again, I think they're down a little. What's Musgrave's status? Well, I actually want to take the over in this game. Believe it or not, it will be my only over here of the day on the show anyway. Musgrave, he's still questionable. So could the look? The Packers should amass some yards, but you know what? I think the Rams are going to amass some yards too. I think. Look, I think with Demarcus Robinson, I think with Atwell, I think even with Whittington, I think they can get some yards. Look, Whittington had 8 targets last game for. Oops, I lost my. I want to see what his numbers were. 6 receptions for 62 yards, and they can also get it to Parkinson. So I'm going to take an over here in this one with the Packers and the Rams. I've got 48 listed on screen. It's up to 49 right now, pretty sure. So that's why it's going to be a free pick. I was thinking about going with this one as one of my premium subscription picks, if you know what I mean, but I'm going to end up here on the over with the Packers and the Rams today. I think we're overlooking a little bit what I think what Stafford can do. Quite frankly, I still have questions about Love. He's just fortunately for him and the Packers today, they're facing the Rams. That the secondary's been kind of suspect for sure and having some big time problems. It feels like to me. So, see if you got anything here on this one with our tops is on the Packers here on the over. Ziggy's on the Rams. Joe T likes the Rams in this one. And Thomas says take Green Bay. Jermaine says team total over. They'll be clicking here again now with with Love back in there. Um, we know Dobbs, he's out because he's complaining about not getting the ball enough. Because, I'm Romeo Dobbs, man. Don't you know who I am? If Aaron Rodgers was here, he'd be throwing the ball to me. What's going on with who is Dobbs to be? They could use Dobbs, I guess, right? All right. We'll keep it moving here at this point. And all right. Enough about Dobbs here. Oh, Clip is on the over as well. Ray's on the Rams. And Thomas says, Love is the man. Love is the man. And look, I was one that was kind of pro Love, once he got the job and all that. But it does feel like right now we're saying, hey, where is the Love at this point? We need to see Love be better here. And the steam came in on the over here. I'm going over in this one. Handicappers are heavy on the Packers here. I'm showing cappers 75% of them or so on the Packers in this one. All right. Let's keep it rolling here right now. Wrap up this afternoon card in the NFL and take a look at the Giants and the Seahawks in this one. You've got the Seahawks here favored by a touchdown over the over the Giants. I mean, Seahawks obviously, hey, pretty good here, but come on. I mean, are they a touchdown better than anybody at this point? Yeah, they're 3-1. This coach is doing a pretty good job here. It is a short week, and they've been playing some not so great teams for sure. Beating Miami, beating New England, beating Denver. So let's just dial it back a little bit on a 7-point favorite against a Giants team that, well, they certainly were supposed to be better than this, or were they? At this point, Jones, he still has moments of success, I guess, at sometimes here, but this is a role kind of where the Giants succeed a little bit, coming off a loss. They're on the road. It does feel like that's when they do some of their best work here, but they were struggling on offense to get anything done. Seahawks obviously doing a pretty strong job defensively. Maybe this will be a problem here today, and we'll get stuck in some type of tug of war a little bit, low scoring game. The Giants defense better be there, especially in the second half. They haven't been scoring anything in the second half. Actually, just a couple of touchdowns or field goals, really. For the most part. So it feels like it's going to be tough if they don't have any kind of leverage at halftime and staying in this game. But if they're in the game, they can at least try to, slow down a little bit here, these Seahawks. And they're not, crushing it necessarily, but they are 4-0 to their team total over so far. And just feels like with Smith, he's only 500 with the Seahawks really in his career, 21-19 in his career right now with Seattle. So talk about look ahead. Seattle does have the 49ers on Thursday, short week here coming up. Like the Giants are all on their own version of a short week, I guess, after the late week game there last week. So 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone under, and I am going to go with the New York Giants, baby. Come on. I'm taking 7 points with the Giants here and Danny Dimes. I expect it to actually be uglier than maybe than a 7-point game. Total here 42. Go ahead and let me have it in the chat. Here, let's see what you got. I hope Rogers doesn't throw another pick here. Oh, he got one down the middle. Well, they've got to make a few of them, it feels like. All right, here we go. Giants. And Luis says take the Giants +7 here. And here's Ziggy. He's taking the Giants in this one. Looking ahead, look ahead week here. Tremaine says lay it with the Seahawks. Geno's beat them before. And he says he'll take it up to 9. Get a little plus money, why don't you?
Final.
All right, that's it from you guys on this one. Let's go to Sunday night with a great game on tap. The Cowboys and the Steelers, the classic Super Bowl matchup. Here, the Steelers, a 3-point favorite at home against the Cowboys. My, how things have changed here so far. I don't think we're necessarily going to be down on the Cowboys. A 2-2 start. I mean, not bad, but their defense is they only showing up half the time. It feels like so far, and well, maybe the Cowboys are one of those teams that just get away from the hype of their own success at home and just play. They play better on the road here. It feels like right now. So, look, the Cowboys are when they lose, they give up big time yardage, but the Steelers here are not a big time offense. So are we going to get another bogged down Sunday night game a little bit? All the Sunday night games so far have gone under the total. You'd think with Dak, maybe they can get something going, but the Steelers, defensively here, you'd think that they probably going to be a Sunday night game here. Dallas certainly not. We're not seeing what we were expecting to see necessarily from Dallas so far. They are 3-1 to the over, however, so far. So hope my show's okay. I'm watching too much football game here a little bit. So the Steelers obviously been really stellar so far defensively. They gave up some TDs to the Colts last week, but the first games they were pretty outstanding here. Pittsburgh 14-7-1 against the spread in their last 22 games when the spread is a field goal or less. So they really do well in this role. And it's going to be tough to cover a 3 here if you're the Steelers, I would think. But, I'm worried about the Cowboys actually in this spot. I'm going to end up on the under here. Like I said, all the Sunday night games seem to go under right now. Steelers, I wouldn't expect them to put up a big number offensively, and while the Cowboys may be expected to produce here, but I don't know, against the Steelers defense, ready to go on a Sunday night. Go ahead and give me your comments a little bit here. And Luis is on the Steelers. Ray's on the under in this one with me. And I think Ziggy's on the Cowboys. Take the points. And that might be it from you guys in the chat on the NFL tonight. I'll take the under here in this one with the Cowboys and the Steelers. All right, we've got some other sports to look at here today. We'll keep it going with Major League Baseball playoffs. And man, I'm so upset, but you know what? The Dodgers are at home, and yeah, they were complaining. The Padres turned on their geolocation services and said, hey, if you are not in San Diego, Imperial County, southern part of Orange County, you can't buy tickets to the playoff game. And that basically shut out all the people from Los Angeles that love to go down to San Diego to the beautiful stadium to cheer on their team, because nobody wants to go to Dodger Stadium anymore, except people who've never been there. So they couldn't even sell out their home playoff game, and they're whining about can't get tickets to the Padres home game. And those games are still days away. So, okay, whatever. But the Dodgers get the win yesterday. Hats off to them. Like I said, the Padres, they didn't play very good baseball like we've seen from them. No matter what Shohei Ohtani did in that game with that awesome 3-run home run. No doubt, tough pitch. Cease going to challenge her right there. That was the challenge of the game. And, well, We know who got the best of that one. So good job, Shohei Ohtani and the Dodgers yesterday. We did have premium pick winners here in Major League Baseball yesterday. We did have the Mets on the premium pick, as well as yesterday we also had the Dodgers on the Padres game to go over. Oops, where's my graphic on this? Here we go. I'm supposed to be talking Major League Baseball here with the Mets and the Phils. All right. Let's get rolling here with the Mets and the Phillies. Severino and Sanchez. And, well, I guess I got it half right yesterday when it came to the Mets and the Phillies. Not talking about the premium, but we had the game right perfectly. I mean, we had the Mets as a premium, and we gave out the over on the show yesterday. And all I said, I think what we'll see is a good pitching matchup, and then the bullpens will be exploited late. Well, one of the bullpens was exploited late, and that's all that mattered yesterday. Is the Mets took advantage yesterday and got all those runs in the late innings after Wheeler had left the game. So, yeah, we had that one zeroed in certainly here yesterday with the Mets and the Phils. What's going to happen here today? Maybe it'll be more of the same here in this one, but I'm going to probably just try to grab the Mets here again on the money line. I'm going to take them +1 is what I'm going to do. I think the price still too high going against this Mets team right now. They're just playing out of their mind. Doesn't matter that they haven't been home in 2 weeks, it seems like. They just keep on trucking here right now. So Mets doing a really hot job, and they're also playing well when it comes to playing the Phillies in Philadelphia. They're always hanging in there, making it a close game, cover the run line. 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams here right now. Philly's gone over in 5 straight. I actually expect this one. The total got pretty high. That's not the total, right? I think I got that one. Well, okay, it is 8.5. Maybe juice to the under a little bit. As I see the Vikings here, I think they're going to go inside the 15-yard line here on a long breakaway run. So, man, the Vikings are clicking here still. Oh, bring it back. I see a flag. So I'm going to end up here taking the Mets again, plus a run at -115 or 120 here with Severino here in this one, going up against Sanchez. I feel bad now a little bit. I mean, I have a futures bet on Philly, so maybe that's why I'm adding the run a little bit. I need Philly to kind of still get a win here. With that futures bet. But man, the Mets are just on fire and out of control right now. It just feels like they're playing so well here. And Severino's definitely done a pretty nice job all season long, or especially here in the second half of the season. It feels like right now his ERA comes in a 3.32 ERA right now. Mets I'm sorry, 3.93 ERA. The Mets are 16-16 with Severino, but he is 12-7 on the season. We know the Mets, have some bullpen issues, but they were able to be solid for sure yesterday. It felt like, even with a little hiccup in the end, it didn't matter because they had enough runs. So I'm going to end up here on the Mets on the run line here today against the Phils, and I've got a premium pick winner in this one, so hit me up over at Winnable to get my subscription play in this one. We won it yesterday. Why wouldn't we win it today? All right, we got another game to talk about yesterday. Well, I talked about yesterday, but let me see here. You guys might have a few plays on this one. But most of you guys are talking about the play of the Vikings at this point. All right. Curtis. Here's Curtis. Philly and over here. Our Tom's leaning towards the Phils. And Sevy and the Mets are the play, says Patrick. And Thomas says, wants a shout out to Virginia. Hello to Virginia. And over for Joe, of course, in both games today. All right. Don't forget, visit Joe in the community tab for free picks right here. We got all kinds of free content right here on the Sports Money Network. You don't need me here to give out more plays. We've got plenty of action from the guys here. Certainly, we're trying to get more content here. I'm trying to deliver some here right now today. So hopefully, it's okay with the fam to do so here. All right, let's go to the Padres game with the Dodgers here right now and take a look at this one with you, Darvish. Hey, and Flaherty for the Dodgers. Well, the Dodgers got what they were striving for yesterday in that switcheroo with the pitching staff, and now they have Flaherty going in this one against you, Darvish. And look, on the surface, I'm really happy that the Padres have someone like you, Darvish here, but I don't know if it's any advantage necessarily in this matchup. And I'm concerned here heading into game two, but maybe it's just because of my heart is hurting at this point. Can the Padres salvage a win here with Darvish? Uh, he's only pitched in 16 games this season. He needed to take half the season off for some personal issues that kept him away from the game. Not an injury, just some family issues that had him. Everyone seemed to, say that it was a very sad situation and Darvish needed time, but he got back with the team here late and has been, pretty good, just fine. The Padres are 12-4 with Darvish on the mound. Dodgers are pretty strong with Flaherty on the mound. These guys are, both excellent pitchers here. This total, though, 8.5 does seem a little bit high. Joe said go over in both games. In fact, this one is down now to 8/20 or so. That probably has me more interested. I kind of want to agree with Joe, or maybe I just don't want to disagree with Joe at this point. I'm going to take the over tonight after what we saw yesterday a little bit. Look, there's definitely some very good offensive players in this game, and I think we saw that yesterday. Now we do know, of course, we talked about Musgrove yesterday and apologized for me getting all upset yesterday. It's tough when I haven't even talked to this kid for years, but just remembering dealing with him as a young man and how just the way he acted and everything was just so cool. It almost looked like you knew he could be a major league pitcher. But Clayton Kershaw now, he's also, I'm not going to shed a tear. Don't want anything bad for Clayton Kershaw, just a bummer. It feels like with Kershaw now, he's out for the season. I think we knew it was going to be hard to get him back here, but they were holding out hope here as part of more of the Dodgers' problems here with the pitching, it feels like. So I'm going to take the over in this one with the Padres and the Dodgers tonight at 8/20 now. It's gone down here a little bit. So I'll take a shot here to go over in this one with the Padres and the Dodgers. I'm going to need some runs, it feels like, at this point, because the Dodgers, I don't know if they can be, I don't know if that offense can be stopped necessarily. We do know, certainly, yes, Freeman's been, fighting a little bit of an injury, but still the offense looking good here. Even if they get into that Padres bullpen a little bit, man, these are the Dodgers, and they have me worried. So I'll just take the over here in this one. Let's see what we got. Oh, man, Thomas, that is incredible. I can't that tells me more about you even. So that's just incredible, Thomas. And all right, let's see here. Ray likes the Padres first five. He's got Flaherty over for his walks. Our Tom says he's got the Dodgers game to go over. Aaron Thomas is on the over here. Patrick says Dodgers to roll. I'm worried about you, Darvish, tonight being effective in this game, but you're not going to say that he couldn't go out and be absolutely strong here. You just got him dealing with a pretty tough lineup, it feels like to me. All right. And let's see here. Irish King says he's got Cleveland run line, Dodgers run line. And Patrick says the Padres got to use everybody here tonight. Don't want to fall behind 2-0. Well, maybe, but I think, you don't want to get off track too. You're on the road. You're not expected to win. They are an underdog here again tonight. So, first and goal here for the Vikings. I think we're almost done with the show. I got a few other games to mention that you can bet on today. That's what I touched down Vikings here. So, I just try to come on here and let you guys know what you guys can bet on with me here today. And if you do so, you can get my premium picks here every day. Let's take a look at the WNBA playoffs right now and start it off with the Liberty and the Aces here at noon in this one is the WNBA here on a Sunday. On a Sunday here. And man, you know what? I'm going to grab the Liberty in this one here. Look, maybe they close it out. Maybe they don't. I've got this one being a tight one here tonight, this afternoon. I'm not going to take them on the money line necessarily. I'm going to just take the Aces here plus the points in this game against Las Vegas. I think the Liberty did I just say take the Aces against Las Vegas? The Liberty here, they're certainly just as good as the Aces. Yes, you're on the road. That might be the great equalizer. Maybe they need to go home to wrap it up. Maybe this will be a 5-game series. I'm willing to take my chances here in this one. Take the Liberty plus the points, and maybe it will be a thriller here, but I'm kind of banking on the fact that maybe, just maybe, the Aces are just a bit short here of this team right now, and maybe this is the game where they get upset here at this point. Close game, obviously. Aces, we know all about this matchup, certainly coming in. So nothing I'm going to be able to tell you to get you on or off a game unless you just think the Aces here just, get this one, send it back to New York, and maybe they get it there. But right now, for me, it's going to be Liberty here to come very close in this game and wrap it up. I think the defense here on the guards, I think we're seeing the frustration from Plum a little bit. Certainly Gray also. They've done a nice job here, have the Liberty in the series, it feels like, against the guards. And Wilson, too, has also not, she's been, good enough, certainly, but she definitely has a little bit of, going up mostly against Jones. I feel like there's an advantage for the Liberty defensively, believe it or not, against the Aces. Now, I don't know if I can deal with going under here in this game, but I'm just going to take the Liberty here to get the cover plus 3 points. Good game here tonight. And here we go. Our Thompson's on the Liberty. Thank you, Thomas, for getting us the plays here today. Enjoy the NFL
Final.
today, everyone.
Final.
And Cliff says Jones has left the game here. Yeah. Oh, Jones, not the game here. I'm thinking, see what I'm thinking. Getting the word that Jones is out here from the injury report today. I'm not quite up on that. Thank you, Cliff. Big news there. And Thomas says he'll take the Liberty here with me. One more here. It's the Lynx taking on the Sun. And I got to go under here for sure as things are getting tight. We know now Minnesota, they've kind of wrestled back, into control here now with this 2-1 lead against Connecticut right now. So this one's been topsy-turvy a little bit here as Minnesota, has the lead. That doesn't mean the Sun can't get this one at home as a slight favorite here in this one, but I think it's going to be a low-scoring game, knockdown game here. And that's the way I'm going to head out of here on this one by taking the under with the Lynx and the Sun. I think I'll have some premium picks actually on this one today for sure. So hit me up over there. I think I got even a few NBA preseason I might have marked down here. Let me see what I got. here right now. A few I've looked at today, actually. Absolutely free coming up. Let's see here. Connecticut Sun first half. Our Thomas likes the under. I like the under. Thomas likes the under as well. All right, Nuggets and I'm sorry, not Nuggets. What's the score of that game, by the way? That preseason game. Celtics leading 40-36 here early in the second quarter. Woo! Not going under so far. High scoring game right now with those two teams. Okay, here, just to maybe mention these games here. Maybe I'll throw out a pick here for free. And not much analysis coming up, but you got the Knicks here taking on the Charlotte Hornets. I do have the Knicks here laying 4.5 against Charlotte in this preseason game on the road. Next up is Washington and Toronto. They'll play this one in Montreal. They have Washington here, a 3.5-point favorite in this one, and I'm taking the favorite Washington. Washington here. I'm going to take the Wiz on the road here, lay 3.5 against the Raptors, Bucks, and Pistons, and don't have too much going here in this one just yet. Preseason action, but you know what? I'm going to take the Lakers tonight. They're up to a 3-point favorite here, so I think that's going to be a trigger for me. I don't know much about what might be going on, but if the Lakers are taking action here and they're on the move, I'll take them tonight and lay 3 points against Phoenix here. Whatever's going on in this preseason game, the Laker line's on the move. I'm probably just going to take them based on the move. All right. That's going to do it for the morning steam today. Appreciate you guys stopping in and listening to me ramble and rant a little bit as well here as I tell you about my premium picks over at Winnable. You can get my best plays over there every day for just a couple of bucks. All these channels hustling to have you join and subscribe and all that. I'm producing some content as well. I charge for all kinds of content. I cover high school football. You got to be subscribed a little bit to get my best coverage there a little bit. You ever heard of the New York Times? You know what I say? If it's behind a paywall, is it really news? Get my free picks over at Winnable. Here you can sign up for free, subscribe. I got free picks over there too, for sure. Absolutely free. My secondary and tertiary plays over there over at Winnable. It's free to sign up. I just want to know you want to be part of the fam. And there, I won't spam you or anything. You might just have a attempt there. $0 there. Yeah, I got a subscription package here. $3 for a bunch of plays here today. I know it's tough, but not all of them can afford it because you're not all winning with all the great information from Team Steam Chat and all that. You got to work so hard for these winners. I just sit here and watch sports all day. So let me be your guide here a little bit. Yeah, you could choose a lot of channels. You could choose a lot of shows out there, but I try to come on every day. First on YouTube, preview the card with you, let you know exactly what's going on in the world of sports and sports betting here from Las Vegas with Ramon Scott. You know the deal. You know what the show's all about. We haven't been doing this for just a couple of weeks. I've been doing it now for, feels like, the pandemic is kind of what got me back involved in it. I was already pretty heavily invested before then with the videos and touting and all that for years. I used to have 900 lines back in the day. You could call and listen to me rant on a telephone for like, $2.99 a minute. And I wasn't even being naughty. So, subscribe to my plays over there and let me know you're with me here, and I'll keep coming back and doing more shows just here every day, just a couple of hours. I guess those other shows, maybe they'll pay you. Maybe they'll pay, I don't know who's making any money here. I try to make those appearances, for free with my time, not that my time's any special. I feel like just being able to talk to you guys is one of the most important and significant events of my life. I was, feeling like, not much was going on before I started doing this. So this has reinvigorated me a little bit here in my golden years, a little bit to have you guys come by and listen. So that's what it's all about. If you don't get that, then maybe you are watching the wrong show. All right. Well, I appreciate everybody in the chat. Hey, use the promo code STEAM to get with me on a little bit of a discount even there for that content that I'm producing every day here. That's what I am. I'm a content producer. I'm a sports betting influencer here. Let's see what else you got here real quick, and we'll get out of here. Enjoy the NFL today. I'm Ramon Scott, and thank you for joining me. Catch me tomorrow, more Morning Steam, 9 a.m. Eastern and 6 p.m. Pacific. For the Sports Money Network, I'm Ramon Scott. Good night.